Hi, my name is Sandra. I'm with Eckhart Yoga, and we're going to do a short sequence today leading up to tree pose. So please come to the front end of your mat. And we're just going to do a simple vinyasa to warm up the legs and then go into the balancing pose. So inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. And exhale, fold. Take your right leg back on your inhalation. And take your back knee to the floor. And feel your breath. Simply enjoy your breath. And then pressing the feet into the floor, take your hips a little bit more towards the front end of your mat to open up the top of your right thigh. And breathe into the stretch. Then inhale and step forward. Exhale, fold. And inhale, take your left leg back. Back knee down. Breathe. And take your hips a little bit more forward. So you feel a nice stretch here at the top of the left thigh. And then place your hands down, step to downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Stretch out. And inhale, take your right foot forward in between the hands. We're going to come to a variation of Parshvakonasana. Place the back foot down onto the floor, back foot in line with the back end of your mat, and place your right forearm on your right thigh and left hand on your hip. Let your hips settle towards the floor. Let them get heavy and sink the feet into the floor. And from the feet, now start to activate your leg muscles and hug them in towards the bones. So the legs become a little bit more strong. Keep that and inhale your left arm over your head and stretch out through the legs. So you come a little bit deeper. You spread the legs a little bit wider apart and stretch out over the top of your head, fingertips, and root yourself down. Inhale and come up. Bring the arms down and change legs. So turn your left foot forward and the right foot in. Place your right hand on your right hip. Relax. And press your feet down into the floor and draw your leg muscles all the way up. Hug the bone. Keep that strength, keep that power in the legs that gives you stability. That's what we need to come into a balancing pose. So keep that stability in the legs and then stretch your right arm up over your head. Then from the lower belly, stretch out through both legs and the crown of the head and the right fingertips. And root down, inhale, and come up to standing. Good. Now take the feet parallel to one another. Prasarita Padottanasana, hands on the hips, and bow forward. Place the hands underneath your shoulders. Again, press the feet down into the floor and keep that to draw the muscles to the bone. Now also take the legs and pull them in towards the midline. And the way you can maybe more easily relate to that is imagine that you're on a very slippery piece of ice right now. And you're trying to prevent yourself from going into a full split. So you pull the legs in towards the midline. You keep that, and then you bow deeper. So we keep that stability and that steadiness in the legs. And then take your head down. Breathe fully, deeply. And then place the hands on the hips, shoulders back. Inhale and come up to standing. Stretch out and downward facing dog. The hands to the floor. Stretch up and back. Take a couple of nice deep breaths here. And then inhale, look forward and step the feet towards the hands. Exhale and fold. Place your hands on your hips, shoulders back. Inhale and come up to standing. Then for tree pose, I always like to, for balancing poses, step off of my mat so I have a better grip on the floor. So you can do that or stand or stay on your mat, whatever you like. And we take the big toes together. So the legs are parallel and they're close to one another. Place your feet, press your feet down, but draw the leg muscles up again. So they're hugging the bone and are drawing from the feet all the way up into the lower belly. You keep that steadiness in the legs, then take your left leg up. And how far you can get it up just depends on how open your hips are. So you could even do tree pose here, or if you have a hard time balancing, you can start out by placing your heel onto your ankle. So wherever you are, honor that place. And then when you're in the position, just soften. And then press your left foot into your right thigh and resist with your right thigh. So you're creating power in the legs that will give you more steadiness in the pose. You can take your hands in Anjali Mudra. And if you like, if you feel steady enough, you can take the arms all the way up. And then from the lower belly, stretch out through the legs and all the way up through the fingertips. Exhale, bring your hands in front of the heart, release the leg. Good. And we do the other side. So legs are strong and steady. And place your right foot on the inner left thigh. Hands in, Anjali Mudra. Soften first, and then make the legs strong. So create that resistance that is going to provide steadiness for this pose. And a little bit of wavering is fine. That's why it's called tree pose. And if you live in Holland, you know that the trees are constantly moving. None of them are completely still. So just enjoy that wavering in this pose. And then inhale and take your arms up if you feel ready. And then from that place of steadiness, stretch out. Enjoy the pose. Keep being centered in the midline, in that place of power. And then exhale. Bring your hands down. Release the leg. Come to Tadasana. So I hope you enjoyed this short sequence. And please visit again. Thank you. Namaste.